Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Question number 2. It says, Hati mufrad al asma'il atiyati. Write the singular of each of the following nouns. Mufrad, as we know, is the opposite of jama'. So in Arabic, when we use the word wahid, wahid means one. Whereas when we use the word mufrad, mufrad means singular. So we need to be careful. Wahid means one, and this is mufrad. So hati, as we know, this is fi'l al-amr, and after fi'l al-amr, the noun will be mansub. So it will be hati mufrad al-asma'il atiyati. Al-asma'i and al-atiyati, they are majroor because of being mudaf ilayh. So mufrad is basically mudaf, and al-asma'il atiyati is mudaf ilayh. Write the singular of each of the following nouns. Ajwibatun. Ajwibatun is on the pattern of af'ilatun. What is the singular of ajwibatun? Does anyone remember? Ajwibatun means answers, and the singular is basically jawabun. Jawabun, ajwibatun. Similarly, we have su'alun, and the plural is as'ilatun. We have lisanun, and the plural is alsinatun. And similarly, we have jawabun, and the plural is ajwibatun. Qudama. Qudama means old, and this is the plural of qadimun. Qadimun is used for singular, and qudama is used for plural. And we need to know that qudama is used for both. It's used for masculine and also for the feminine plural. Zuwarun, the visitors. Zuwarun, as we can see, it's on the pattern of tullabun. Tullabun, zuwarun. So the singular will be zairun. Zairun, and the plural is zuwarun. The visitors. Visitor and the visitors. Then we have question number 3. Hati mudari al af'al al atiyati. So now we have to provide the present tense of the following verbs. Labisa. Labisa. So as we can see that it's on the pattern of samia. Labisa, it's on the pattern of samia, so it will be labisa yalbasu, to wear. Kastila, the same pattern, it's on the pattern of samia, to be lazy. And yaksalu, and then we have faraga, so it's basically on the pattern of nasara. Nasara yansuru, and similarly we have faraga yafrugu. Yafrugu, that means to conclude or to end. Then we have sakhira. So we can see over here that sakhira is similar to kasila and labisa. It's on the pattern of samia. Sakhira always comes with the preposition of min. Sakhira min. So to mock at someone, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Hujurat, verse number 11, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, la yaskhar qawmum min qawmin. That a nation should not make fun or shouldn't mock the other nation. So, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la yaskhar qawmun min qawmin. So, as we can see here, that it comes with the preposition of min. Gharaza. Gharaza yaghruzu, that means to prick or to insert. Then we have hazina, yahzanu, to be like upset or to be sad, it's to be sad. So hazina also we can see that it's on the pattern of samia. So labisa, kasila, sakhira, and hazina, they are all on the pattern of samia yasma'u. Ashraka yushriku ishrakan. Ashraka billahi, to associate, partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we can see that this is verb form number 4. And istajaba yastajibu istajabatan, to ask for the answer, and this is verb form number 10. Verb form number 10. So we can see the answers over here. Labisa yalbasu, to wear. Kasila yaksalu, to be lazy. Faraga yafrugu, that means to conclude or to end. Sakhira yaskharu, and it comes with the preposition of min, and as we can see over here. And then we have gharaza yaghrizu. Gharaza yaghrizu, that means to insert. Hazina yahzanu, to be sad. and ashraka yushriku, and istajaba yastajibu. Yujra at-tamrinani shafihayani al-atiyani. Yujra, as we can see here, jara yajri is the active form of the verb, jara yajri, and the passive will be juriya yujra. Yujra is the passive form of the present tense. Yujra, you know the meaning of jara yajri means to run, and then we have at-tamrinani, ani, as we can see, ani is the dual sound, ani, aini, aini, and then we have shafiha, shafahiyani, that is also the dual, and al-atiyani is also the dual. So it would be like these two exercises are to be done orally. Yani, we will say that these are oral exercises. يقول الطالب لزميله, a student says to his colleague, أرني كتابك, show me your book, or أرني ساعتك, show me your watch, or أرني قلمك, show me your pen. So basically we are focusing on the meaning of ari, that means to show. And similarly we say أرني كتابك, and then we have أرني ساعتك and أرني دفترك, show me your book, show me your watch, and show me your notebook. Okay, so this is for the masculine. What about the feminine? If a feminine is talking to her brother, to her sister, what will she say? She will say arini, arini. So she has to add ya to that. So it will be arini. So if a woman is talking to a woman, she will say arini. But if you are talking to a masculine, then you will say arini. Arini kitabaki, arini sa'ataki, and arini daftaraki. So for the feminine, of course, we know that it will be ki, and when it is for the masculine, it will be ka. Okay, so here we can see this is exercise number 1. So we know that, or part 1 of exercise number 4. So this is basically oral exercise. It's for practicing. And after, inshallah, as we have the intention that after completing book number 3, we will also do some speaking classes as well. So inshallah, by that time, it will help us a lot. يقول الطالب لزميله مشيرا إلى طالب آخر. Now we can see here that each student says to his colleague, mushiran yani pointing, ila talibin akhara, to the other student. Now we can see here that ila, after that we have harf jar, we have majrur talibin. So talibin is regular noun, whereas akhara is mamnu min as-sarf. So that's why it does not have kasra. It will be akharu, akhara, akhara, the other student or another student. So he says, show him. So it will be arihi. Arihi daftaraka, show him your notebook. Arihi sa'ataka, and arihi kitabaka. And if we are talking, if someone is talking, or if a feminine is talking to a feminine, she will say ariha, ariha. So she will add ya over there, and then also it will be ha, as we know that ha is used for the feminine. So she will say ariha daftaraki, show her your notebook. Ariha sa'ataki, show her your watch. And ariha kitabaki, show her your book. Arihi kitabaka, show him. So this is for the masculine, and for the feminine it will be ariha. Now we can see over here that verb form number 1, we have discussed this many times. It is ra'a yara. That means to see. Ra'a yara, to see. And when we take it to form number 4, it becomes ara yuri. Ara yuri, on the pattern of aslama yuslimu. Ara yuri, it means to show. Ara yuri, that means to show. And al amr will be ari. It will be ari for the singular masculine. Now, if we look at the verb ra'a yara, to see, we have discussed it in book 2 in detail, and we have discussed this verb many times, and I have asked you many times to kindly memorize the conjugation of the past tense and the present tense. This is one of the fastest ways to learn and to improve your Arabic language. So in the past tense we say ra'a, ra'aya, ra'u, ra'at, ra'ata, ra'ayna, ra'ayta, ra'aytuma, ra'aytum, ra'ayti, ra'aytuma, ra'aytunna, ra'aytu, and ra'ayna. So this is the past tense, and when we talk about the present tense, it will be yara, yarayani, yarawna, tara, tarayani, yarayna, tara, tarayani, tarawna, tarayna, tarayani, tarayna, ara, and nara. So why we are just going through faster, because we have already discussed this in book 2 in detail, and I do believe that you have memorized the past tense conjugation and also the present tense conjugation. Now, one thing that we need to notice over here, that the imperative form, which is fi'l al-amr, fi'l al-amr of ra'a hasn't been used in the Quran. So it's basically, it's re. It hasn't been used in the Quran. So what is used? Basically from the verb nadara yanduru, unzur is used in the Quran. What is used in the Quran? Unzur. For example, we have here, قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. So قُلْ, also we know that this is فعل الأمر. سِيرُوا is also فعل الأمر. And then we can also see over here, فَانظُرُوا, it's basically unzuru, unzuru, and we know that when we have fa or wa before it, then hamza is hamzatul wasl, so that's why we will not read it. So it will be fanzuru. So as we can see here, qul, say, siru, travel, fil ardi, in the land, fanzuru, and see, as you can see here. So we have the imperative form, or the fi'l al-amr is used from nadara yanzuru, and it's not used from ra'a yara. This is very important piece of information. Please note it down. And also in everyday life, we also say unzur, unzur ya rajul. So we also use this form, which is basically to see something. And now we move on to ara yuri. Ara yuri means to show. And as we can see here, that the past tense is ara, araya, arau, arat, arata, araina, araita, araituma, araitum, araiti, araituma, araitunna, araitu, and araina. So ara means he showed, araya, they both showed, and arau, they all showed. And also you need to know, you need to memorize the conjugation, and also you need to memorize the meaning as well. And the present tense will be yuri. Yuri means to show. Ara means he showed, basically, sorry, it will be he showed, ara, he showed, araya, they both showed, and arau, they showed, arat, she showed, and arata, and similarly, araitu, I showed, and araina, we showed. Whereas when we talk about the present tense, it will be yuri, ara, yuri. Yuri means he shows. Yuri, he shows. Yuriyani, they both show, and yuruna, they all show. Turi, turiyani, yurina, turi, turiyani, turuna, turina, turiyani, turina, uri, and nuri. Uri and nuri. So uri is used in the Quran, nuri is used in the Quran, and also yuri is also used in the Quran. So that's why
Hola, ya vine.
these two verbs are very important. Basically, two forms, ra'a, yara, and ara, yuri. These are very important, and you have to memorize them. And you have to memorize them by heart, because they are used a lot in the Arabic language, and also they are used a lot in the Quran. And when we talk about the fi'l al-amr, as you can see here, for the singular masculine, it will be ari, and you want to say, show me, arini. And for the dual, it will be ariya, and for the plural, it will be aru. Aru means you ask all of them to show. Ari, as you can see here, we have ya over here. So for the feminine, it will be ari. So what's the difference between singular masculine and singular feminine? Here we don't add ya, whereas for the feminine, we add ya, and then it becomes longer, it becomes ari, and the dual is always the same, ariya, and then the plural will be arina, to show. As we have the verse of the Quran, قَالَ رَبِّي أَرِنِي. So as you can see here, أَرِنِي, show me. أَرِنِي, show me. أَنظُرْ, so show me yourself, that أَنظُرْ إِلَيْكَ, I may look at you. I may look at you. So you can see here that this part of the translation is basically, as we can see, that this is when we inshallah go through the translation, then we will see that sometimes the translator has to add extra words to make the translation clearer. So that's why we can see here, Qala, he said, Rabbi, oh my Lord, Arini, show me. And this was basically Rabbi, and also the ya has been dropped. It's used a lot in the Quran, and normally the ya gets dropped. So it's Rabbi, Arini, Anzur ilayk, show me yourself that I may look at you. And this is the form that is form number 1. And then when we go to form number 4, as we can see here, وَيُرِيكُمْ وَيُرِيكُمْ. So you can see over here the meaning is وَيُرِيكُمْ, and he shows you. And he shows you. So yuri means to show. وَيُرِيكُمْ آيَاتِهِ فَأَيَّ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ تُنْكِرُونَ. And he shows you his sign or his signs. So which of the signs of Allah do you deny? So it's very important verb, and I would strongly recommend that you try to memorize the verb form number 1, and also you need to memorize the verb form number 4 as well. These two forms are used a lot in the Quran. Now we have the examples of lam al-amr. As we know that lam al-amr means it's li, and then we have fal, wal, and thummal, and al-jazmu bi-talabi. Does someone remember the meaning of al-jazmu bi-talabi? That when you make an order or when you make a request, then as a result of the order or the request, the mudari becomes majzoom. The mudari becomes majzoom. قوله تعالى, as we can see here that this is verse number 282. This is called Ayatul Dain. Ayatul Dain, the verse of the debt, and I believe this is the longest ayah of the Quran of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 282. So if you look at the first part of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 282, it's قوله تعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا تداينتم. Tadayantum is verb from number 6. We haven't taken this verb from number 6. So this is basically when you make a contract with one another. What kind of contract? Bidainin, the contract of the debt or the contract of the loan. Ila ajalin musamma, to a term which is fixed. Faktubuh, then write it down. So kataba yaktubu, uktub is basically for the singular, and uktubu basically means you all, and faktubuhu, you all write it down. Who refers to what? Can anyone figure out who refers to what? Faktubuhu, it refers to the dain, to the debt. It refers to the debt. Wal yaktub, now you can see here wal yaktub. So this is basically lam al-amr, and we know that as a result of lam al-amr, what happens? The mudari becomes majzoom. Wal yaktub, and let him write, or let write. Bainakum, as we know, it means between you. Katibun, basically a scribe. Bil adli, injustice. Wala ya'ba. Now you can see here that ya'ba, basically you know that as we discussed in the beginning of the lesson, when we make fi'l al-amr to the second person, then it will be ta'ba. But when we make fi'l al-amr to the third person, then it will be wala ya'ba. And he shouldn't refuse. Who shouldn't refuse? Katibun, the scribe. He shouldn't refuse. An yaktuba, to write, kama allamahullah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered him. As you know, after an, the mudari also becomes mansub. So that's why we have fatha. And then we have fal yaktub. Again, we have fal, let him write. So here we have wal, and here we have fal. So very good examples of lam al-amr, wal yaktub and fal yaktub. The meaning is the same. So let him write. Wal yumlil. This is basically amlala yumlilu imlalan, verb from number 4. And let him dictate. Wal yumlil, and let him dictate. Alladhi, the one, alayhi al-haqqu, the one on whom is the right. Wal yattaqillah, and again you can see here that we have wal yattaqillah. Again we have the use of lam al-amr, and let him fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wala wal yattaqillah rabbahu wala yabkhas. Again you can see here that after la we have the third person, wala yabkhas, and let him not diminish minhu shay'a, from it anything. So we have very good, very beautiful examples of lam al-amr, and also we have very beautiful examples of making prohibition to the third person. So, O you who have believed, when you contract a debt for a specific term, write it down, and let a scribe write between you in justice. Let no scribe refuse to write as Allah has taught him, so let him write, and let the one who has the obligation dictate, and let him fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his Lord, and do not leave or let not leave anything out of it. So now you can see here all of them have the meaning of let him, let him, let him. How do we get the meaning of let him? We get the meaning of let him by the use of lam al amr, which is wal yaktub, fal yaktub, wal yumlil, and similarly wal yattaqi, wal yattaqillah. So all of them, they are the uses of lam al amr. Then we have a beautiful hadith عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت فليقل. So it was basically يقول, and because of fal it has become يقل, and ليصمت it was basically ليصمت, and because of li it has become sakin. Such a beautiful hadith that whoever believes in Allah and the day of judgment, let him say good or let him keep quiet. Let him say good or let him keep quiet. So it's basically about the use of the tongue, that we shouldn't just use it like like randomly. So whenever we are going to talk about something, we must try our level best to say something which is good, or we should keep quiet. And this is the example of lam al-amr. Then we have al-jazmu bi-talabi. Al-jazmu bi-talabi, yani why the mudari becomes majzoom when we make an order, or when we make a command, or when we make a request. قوله تعالى فاذكروني. So this is basically udhkuruni, and we know because of fa it has become fadhkuruni. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, remember me, adhkurkum, I will remember you. Subhanallah. Fadhkuruni adhkurkum, remember me, I will remember you. So it was basically adhkurukum, but because we can see over here, because this is fadhkuruni, that we have talab. So because of the result of the talab, because it is fi'l al-amr, the mudari has become majzoom. فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي, and thank me, وَلَا تَكْفُرُونِي, and don't be thankless to me. And then we have قوله تعالى قال فرعون ما أريكم إلا ما أرى وما أهديكم إلا سبيل الرشاد. So now you can see over here, أريكم, it's show, to show. Huh? So he says, Ma urikum, I do not show you. Ma urikum, I do not show you. Who said? Firaun said, I do not show you. So why do we get the meaning of show? Because we have uri. Uri means to show. So ma urikum, I don't show you. Illa, except ma ara, what I see. Now you see here, you need to note it down. Ma, here it is ma al mausula. How do we know it's a ma al mausula? Because it gives the meaning of what. And here ma is ma al nafiya. It gives the meaning of do not. So this is for nafi, and this is for it gives basically, it's in the meaning of alladhi. So what I see, wama, and I do not. So this ma is also negative. Ahadikum, guide you, illa, except sabil al-rashad, the way of right conduct. So this is basically a verse of the Quran where we can see over here that we have the use of ara yuri, and also we have the use of ra'a ara. So this is basically a summary, as we know that all whenever we have a lesson, in the end of the lesson normally we get some examples from the Quran or from the Hadith, so that we can understand it better. Then we have the vocabulary al-mufradat. So istat'ama yastat'imu istat'aman, to ask for food, as we have in verse number 77 of Surah Al-Kahf, when Musa alayhi salam and his companion asked for the food from the people of the village. Qaryatin istat'ama, they asked for the food. So this is to ask for food, and this is verb from number 10, as we can see here. Ishtara yashtari, to buy. This is verb from number 8. Ista'adha yasta'idhu billahi, and this is also verb from number 10. Ashimalu, left. Now this is with kasra. Ashimalu means left. And as there is a hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, la ta'kul bishimali, inna shaytana ya'kulu bishimali. Don't eat with the left hand, because shaitan eats with the left hand. If it's with fatha, that will be shamal, that is used for the direction. But this is Shimal, that means the left hand. Ajaba yujibu, ijabatan, verb from number 4, to reply, and we have used it a lot. Ajib anil asilatil atiyah. And similarly, we have ashraka yushriku, also verb from number 4. Please remember that verb from number 2 and 4, they are used a lot in the Quran. So that's why, inshallah, when we reach lesson number 16, we will also start the derived forms of the verb as well. أطعم يطعم إطعاما, to feed, again verb number 4. إعلان, announcement. باع يبيع بيع, to sell. And then we have صوت, and the plural of صوت is أصوات. أصوات. This is not the regular plural that, for example, we have muslimatun, muslimatin, muslimatin. La, it's not like that. This is aswatun, aswatan, aswatin. So you need to be careful about this. Then we have basmala, yubasmilu, to pronounce bismillah. And this is 4-letter verb, basmala, yubasmilu. So there are some verbs that have 4 root letters. So this is one of them, basmala, yubasmilu. And similarly, we have to pronounce bismillah. So basmala, yubasmilu, bismillatan. Then we have tat'imun, that means vaccination. Tawajja'a, yatawajja'u, verb from number 5, to suffer pain. Jahada yujahidu mujahadatan, verb from number 3, to strive. Jazimun, a word that make a verb majzum. Jidarun, wall. And today we took jawabun, and the plural is ajwibatun, to reply. Hibrun, ink, and the plural is ahbarun, on the pattern of af'alun. Jawazu safarin, passport. Hazina yahzanu, to be sad. Hissatun is used basically for the period in schools. Kharijun or kharija, outside. حفظ يحفظ حفظا, to memorize. خشب, wood. حوى يحوي, to contain. خط, it has 2 meanings. It means handwriting, and it also means the line as well. خط also means line. دعا يدعو, we have discussed many times, to call and also to invite. سبق يسبق, to precede. And then we have زائر, and the plural is زوار, visitor. سخر يسخر, and we know that it comes with the preposition of min. Please remember that. Sakhira yaskharu, min, to mock or to ridicule. Then we have sabba yasubbu, to abuse or to insult or to call bad names. Sakanun or sakanun basically means a residence or dwelling or hostel. Siyaratul ujrati, normally they don't write siyaratul ujrati, they normally write al ujra, that means taxi, rental car. Suda'un, headache. Suda'un, headache. Salaha yasluhu, to be good. ضبط يضبط, to vocalize a word. ضبط يضبط. ضبط, you remember we have discussed many times. مع ضبط الأواخر. And then we have طريق, and طريق has 2 plurals. طرق و طرقات. طرق and طرقات. Okay, jim is for the plural. What is jim? طريق has plural, which is طرق. That means jam'a is jim is for the plural. What is jim? That means jam'ul jam'. Jam'ul jam' means the plural of the plural. The plural of the plural. So sometimes a noun in Arabic language has 2 plurals, and sometimes it has 3 plurals. So it says tariqun turuqun wa turuqatun. This is jam'ul jam'. Then we have ta'amun, at'imatun, on the pattern of af'ilatun. And then we have ada ya'udhu, to seek refuge, and it comes with the preposition of ba. As we know, always it comes with the preposition of ba, as we say a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Ta'ima yat'amu, to eat. And gharaza yaghrizu, to prick or to insert. Ta'ama yut'imu tat'iman, to vaccinate. Fi athna'i, during. Faragha yafrughu faraghan, we took it today, to finish, to conclude. Farragha yufarrighu tafrighan, to make empty. So look, how the meaning changes. It means to finish, but when we take it into verb form number 2, then it means to make something empty. Faraghun means finishing or conclusion. And then we have failul mutakallim, as we know, the speaker or the first person. Al-mukhatib, we know the second person. And al-ghaib, that means the third person. Qabala yuqabilu muqabalatan, that means to meet or to interview. And then we have qa'atun, that means the hall or the exam hall. Qa'atun. Qari'un means the reader. Libsun means dress or clothes. Kasila yaksalu, as we took it today, to be lazy. Mas'alatun is basically sa'ala yas'alu. From that we have, this is basically um, um, the masdar as well. So it is issue or matter or problem. Labisa yalbasu lubsan means to wear. So be careful. Lubsan means it's a masdar, but libsan means dress. So with kasra it means dress, and lubsan basically this is masdar. Mustaqbalun future. Mat'amun mata'imu mamnu min as-sarf. Mata'imu that means restaurant or dining room. Ma'an together. Ma'an means together. Makanun means place. And now you can see here it has plural is amkinatun. And what is jim and jim? That means jam'ul jam'i. That means the plural of the plural, which is amakinu. Amakinu, we can see that this is mamnu min as-sarf. So amkinatun is the plural, and amakinu is jam'ul jam, that is the plural of the plural. Then we have maksuratun, that means broken. Waja'un means pain. Wafdun, and the plural is wafudun. Wufudun, that means delegations. Nudbatun, that means to expression or used to express pain. And waqa yaqa'u also has so many meanings. Yani means to happen, to fall down, to come to. إذا وقعت الواقعة, we have in the Quran as well. And then to be located and also to be situated. So alhamdulillah, we have completed lesson number 13, and inshallah when we meet again we will start lesson number 14. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.